Und weiter geht's. Also, wir waren stehen geblieben. Hear your reply like he who hears the angels.
Several portraits of apostles, all signed by Guido Reni. Looks like someone touched this commode recently.
Okay, das ist nichts über
There
den
are
Inhalt der
fingerprints on
Bilder.
the sheets and in the dust. There's nothing worth noticing here. No, nothing of value here. There are finger marks, deliberately drawn in the dust. 8 in all. Little characters are engraved on the chest of drawers under the urn. It's a sentence in Hebrew. It says, "Count in the dust." All right, let's do it.
Das war ja 8, ne?
There are finger marks, deliberately drawn in the dust. 8 in all. That's what the message in Hebrew spoke about. Hebrew 8. It's too cumbersome for me to unhook here.
Ja, ich glaube auch.
But judging by the dust, it hasn't been moved for months, if not years. Painting of St. Mark from the collection of the Apostles by Guido Reni. A drawing of the Apostle Matthew, painted by Guido Reni. He's represented as writing the word of the Lord, transmitted by the Holy Spirit, who appears here in the guise of an angel.
Ah, he who is the angel. Okay.
There's something else behind this painting. It says, half of each group will join the first city of Corinth. What the hell does that mean?
Alter.
Must be the group of pilgrims mentioned from before. I guess maybe the city of Corinth is a reference to the epistle from Corinthians in the Bible. I guess I'll just come back later.
Puh. Das war wer?
A drawing of the Apostle Matthew,
Matthew.
painted by Guido Reni. He's represented as writing the word of the Lord, transmitted by the Holy Spirit, who appears here in the guise of an angel. Must be the group of pilgrims mentioned from before. I guess maybe the city of Corinth is a reference to the epistle from Corinthians in the Bible.
According to St. Matthew.
How shall not the ministration of the Spirit not be more glorious?
I will hear your reply like he who hears the angels. Ist auf jeden Fall mal er.
A drawing of the Apostle Matthew, painted by Guido Reni. He's represented as writing the word of the Lord, transmitted by the Holy Spirit, who appears here in the guise of an angel. There's something else behind this painting. It says, half of each group will join the first city of Corinth. What the hell does that mean?
Ich meine, First of Corinth. Es ist Korinther 1, Epistel, aber Half. Ah, fuck, wir waren ja bei 12,14, dann ist Half 6,7. Und First City of Korinther ist hier Epistel der Korinther 1, 6,7.
Now, therefore, there is utterly a fault among you, because ye go to law with one another. Why do ye not rather suffer injustice? Why do ye not rather suffer yourselves to be defrauded? Ah, look, here's a message.
Na Gott sei
It is
Dank.
of paramount importance that no one finds it. Watch out for the Prussian. He's on the trail. Let's meet up. I'll leave it to you to organize the rendezvous. Not today. I'm unable to do it. In the meantime, I'll follow the first group to Mark, who will reveal the answer to them. And that first group of pilgrims, how many are there now? If I refer to the chapter I'm reading at the moment, 6.
Oh Gottchen, jetzt gehen mir langsam die Skill-Dinger aus hier. Der Preuße ist ja dann von Wöllner. Der war dann hinter ihnen her. I'll follow the first group to Mark. Gospel according to Saint Mark. Follow the first group.
I guess I'll just come back later. Painting of Saint Mark from the collection of the Apostles by Guido Reni.
Und dann gibt es hier die 8, die im Staub steht. Follow the first group of Mark. Und wir haben irgendwas mit 8 noch im Staub. Es ist auf Hebräisch. Also Epistle to the Hebräern. Die 8. Ist nur die Frage, ob es 2 oder 6 ist. Ihr könnt die beide ausprobieren.
I guess I'll just come back later.
Aber man muss es auch noch irgendwie rauskriegen können. 2, weil die 2... 2,8, weil die 2 Vasen da stehen. Ah, verdammt, wo war es jetzt wieder? Galater, Hebräer 2,8.
Thou hast put all things under his feet, for in that he put all in subjection under him. He left nothing that is not put under him.
Verdammt.
But that which beareth thorns and briars is rejected, and is nigh unto cursing, whose end is to be burned. Here's a message. There are some complications. Indeed, the Prussian is insistent. What's happening at your end? Do you need help? If tonight is not
Keine Ahnung, wieso
possible,
6, aber...
let's see tomorrow evening, in the South Room, where we reviewed the situation. When Paul understood that only the axe counted, he went back on his tracks. I await your confirmation to his left, in the company of the pilgrims that have joined him. Yeah, this last comment is about their code. I should find new pilgrims near Paul.
Was zum Henker? Noch eins. To his left. To his left. In the company. Sechs, 8. Ach, wir hatten vorher 6, 7, genau. Und we will follow the first group. Das sind die 6. To mark. And he'll reveal the answer to them. Das sind die 8 im Staub gewesen. Deswegen 6, 8. Okay. To his left, 6. In the company of the pilgrims that have joined him. War vorher schon mal was mit Paul. Paul 1, 2. 11, 11. Dann haben wir John. Boah, jetzt könnte ich natürlich irgendwie alle durchprobieren, aber ist ja auch nicht so geil, ne? Wäre schon irgendwie cool, wenn man drauf käme. Only the acts counted. He went back on his tracks. To his left, das wären dann wieder die 6 eigentlich. In the company of the pilgrims. That have joined him. Da habe ich jetzt tatsächlich gar keine Idee, was mir das sagen will. das nochmal was mit Paul? Also wenn es irgendwas mit Paul ist und irgendwas, was mit 6 anfängt.
For you are bought with a price. Therefore, glorify God in your body
Hab ich jetzt
and
echt
in
überhaupt keine
your
Idee.
spirit, which are God's.
Sechs, 7 hatten wir schon. Paul 2.
Honor thy father and thy mother, as this is the first commandment. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness. I guess I'll just come back later.
Paul. When Paul understood that only the acts counted, he went back on his tracks. To his left. The company of the pilgrims that have joined him. Two groups of pilgrims would mislead you. Puh, nee, keine Ahnung. Jetzt kann ich irgendwie der Kette nicht mehr folgen. Ich gehe mal davon aus, dass es irgendwas von den Paul-Dingern ist, aber... Da sind wir wieder bei den Korinthern, aber... 26?
For you are bought with a price. Therefore, glorify God in your body and in your spirit, which are God's.
Habe ich jetzt echt keine Idee. Überlegen, fällt mir noch irgendwas ein? Ja, die haben auch keine Bilder mehr oder so. Eigentlich war ja immer ein Bild mit einem Tipp dabei. Da haben wir auch ein Bild.
St. Paul on the road to Damascus by Caravaggio.
Oh, Road.
Caravaggio attained a magnificent command of black and the play of colors too. Paul facing an ordeal, the curtains of his illusions being raised, and receives the light from his Savior. This painting has been hanging here for a long time. A lot of dust is built up on it. Well, a finger has drawn a number in the thin layer of dust. I can read the number 4.
4.
St. Paul is the only saint to be presented twice in these paintings, contrary to the other apostles. How come? St. Paul is the only saint to be presented twice in these paintings, contrary to the other apostles. How come?
Vier. Die Ziffer 4. To his left, company of the pilgrims that have joined him. Vier. Was hatten wir vorher? 6, 8. Vier dazu, 10, 8. Ja, warum, aber 10 oder 6, 12. The Company. Ah, 10, 8. Wow.
And he became very hungry and would have eaten, but while they were made ready, he fell into a trance.
Okay, kann ich jetzt nur so begrenzt
There's a
folgen,
note here.
wie sie darauf
A
kommen,
message from
aber
Mother in reply to E. We must leave urgently, but first I absolutely must go beyond the nightmare. Watch out for Volner. He figured out I was avoiding him. Allay suspicion. See you tomorrow evening. Stand ready. For now, let's cease all communication until we meet. Take care of yourself. I suppose this must be the last message. What happened afterward? If it's what I suspect, I fear the worst. What did Mother mean by, I absolutely must go beyond the nightmare? I must go beyond the nightmare. What does she mean by that?
tja. Allegorisch. Wenn es allegorisch wäre, hilft es uns nicht, weil dann kann es wieder alles Mögliche sein, ne? Also hoffen wir mal, dass es wörtlich meint. Weil ich auch nicht weiß, wie man das helfen soll.
Clearly she must be trying to do something useful, but what? A nightmare. Does that remind me of anything?
Ist irgend so ein Gemälde mit Höllengelöt?
Probably has to do with an
Müsste ja dann in ihrem Zimmer
object
sein?
or something. Granting that this is the case, where might it be found?
Mit 10. Na, Outside. Ground Floor rum glaube ich auch nicht. Second Floor Room, keine Ahnung. Nehmen wir mal so ein Gratis-Ding.
Study. I'm practically sure of it. Yes, it's the painting that was behind Mortimer's study. Well, let's see if Mortimer has anything to hide behind his painting.
Das haben wir gar nicht angeguckt, das hätten wir angucken
Mortimer's
können.
getting his guests together. I ought to join them so I don't look suspicious.
Okay, jetzt wird es ein bisschen eklig mit den Rätseln. Ich hoffe mal, dass das jetzt eine Ausnahme war, weil so... Ich kann dem jetzt nur so begrenzt folgen, aber naja. Manche Steps waren ganz einfach, andere waren dann wieder ein bisschen... Weiß ich nicht. You have cleared your name in the eyes of your guests. Wieso your guests? Ich habe keine Gäste, ich bin selber ein Gast. I searched Lord Mortimer's study. I understood what my mother's message is about. I found all the correspondence between my mother and E. I discovered my mother's message. Nichts gefehlt, nichts alternativ. Okay. Alter Schwede. Das machen wir mal noch voll auf jeden Fall. Da brauchten wir nur einen. Politik oder Diversion. Ich meine, überall Level 1 zu haben ist schon mal nicht verkehrt, weil einem das zumindest die Option eröffnet. Auch wenn es dann teuer ist. Das kann ich mir dann gegebenenfalls mit dem Gratis-Ding holen, da wo es wirklich drauf ankommt. Ich weiß nicht, ob ich die wirklich brauche. Soweit, so gut. Die anderen, die werden dann nur billiger. Ich meine, ein Buch bringt mir eh bloß einen Punkt. Ja, machen wir die Logik noch ein bisschen. Uiuiui. Das sind eh die einzigen beiden, die wir machen können, weil hier haben wir noch nicht alles.
It's time I went back and joined everyone in the small salon.
Hallo?
You are expected in the small salon, sir.
Ja, sagt er nicht. Schweinerei. Hat er sich hier irgendeinen Kleinkram liegen lassen? Vielleicht irgendein Buch oder so? Die Bücher gehen mir nämlich dann langsam aus. Für die Bonuspunkte. Skill-Bonuspunkte. Aber vielleicht auch noch mal erstmal oben rum. Ist irgendwas übersehen?
Sur Jacques Perreux?
Okay. Seine Zimmer kann ich jetzt nicht untersuchen. Kann ich jetzt vielleicht beim Napoleon einbrechen? Nein. Der fegt da immer noch. Sehr hartnäckiges Staubhäufchen.
Emily Hillsborough. Duke Manuel Godoy.
Der Duke ist dann wohl der letzte Gast, hä? Der einzige, der hier immer erscheint als ein Name in den Zimmern, aber den wir bisher noch nicht gesehen haben.
Huh, that's me. Monseigneur His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Da geht's nicht rein. Nee, liegt nix rum. War wahrscheinlich dann umsonst den weiten Weg hier rumzulaufen, ne? Können wir auch nicht rein. Na gut. Was? Darf ich auch nicht runter? Ist doch unten der kleine Salon, oder nicht? Ist nicht der Raum unten, wo die Dings angegriffen wurde, die Elizabeth? Ach, hier geht's runter, okay. Keine Ahnung, warum die andere Treppe jetzt nicht erlaubt war.
Emily, I must speak to you.
What's the matter, Louis?
I have news about your sister.
What have you found out?
Look, I've started piecing together the events leading up to my mother's disappearance and your sister's. Did my mother know about your secret?
Yes, even though I belong to the English chapter, her rank in the Order gives her access to a good deal of personal information.
Must have been Emma I saw in my vision.
I was given to understand that my mother and your sister bonded during their stay.
Jetzt bin ich nicht so ganz klar, was die bedeuten, die beiden Optionen. Speak about messages. Don't send her on Mother's trail. Ich habe jetzt aber auch keinen Grund, sie zu belügen. Also will ich das eigentlich gar nicht nehmen, weil ich sie manipulieren könnte.
They kept up a secret correspondence, which makes me think they were suspicious of someone.
And did you find out who it was?
No, but Von Wollner is mentioned. They were planning to make a quick getaway and were looking to hide something beforehand.
Have you got these messages?
Yes. Go ahead, take a look.
I see. I must say, thanks for your honesty, Louis.
Should I speak to her about my vision? If what I saw is true, she might want to take revenge.
Ja gut, aber wenn sie wahr ist, dann ist das mit der Rache vielleicht auch angemessen. Ja, ich sag's dir.
Emily, there's something else.
Go on then.
It's about your sister. I don't know what happened exactly, but it's possible that my mother had a go at her.
I know, Louis. I found out that same evening. Well, thanks for not trying to hide it.
What? Why didn't you tell me?
Wie hat sie das
I
rausgefunden?
didn't know if I could trust you. Now I know I can. It seems that your mother tricked Emma. She apparently asked her to hide an important book, so that even she wouldn't know where it was. And then she shot her like a dog to make sure no one would ever find it again.
Irgendjemand wird es irgendwann zufällig finden, ne? Das ist eine dumme Strategie eigentlich, wenn man sich genau überlegt.
How did you find out?
Sir Gregory told me on my arrival.
I'm sincerely sorry, Emily.
Thank you, Louis. But you do realize your mother will have to accept the consequences of her acts.
There must be an explanation, Emily.
That's what we shall see. Come, Louis. They're waiting for us.
Die schreien sich schon an.
You will pay dearly, Peru. I'm sure you were involved somewhere along the line.
That's right. Pretend you don't know. One piece of advice. Don't travel through France on your way back, or it'll cost you dearly.
Calm now, my friends. Let's calm down. Everyone seems to be a little unnecessarily heated. Don't forget where you are, please.
What's going on here exactly?
Sir Gregory called us together to introduce the last guest.
But hardly had we arrived when he set upon Monsieur Peru.
And who is this charming character?
Manuel Godoy, the Duke of La Alcudia.
He's the head of the Spanish government, Monsieur de Richet. He's the one who, in practice, controls Spain.
How could you dare do such a thing? Dios mío, you are all out of your minds!
Really, Duke Manuel? What made you kick up such a fuss?
What? Have you not heard? Well, let me inform you that yesterday morning at 10:22 a.m. precisely, in the middle of the Place de la Révolution in Paris, by decree of the National Convention which Monsieur Peru works for, King Louis was guillotined. What? The King of France is dead, gentlemen. Our monarchies are in danger. I have said it before. How dare they?
Oh dear.
Friends, let us calm down.
Don't pretend to be surprised. He got a fair trial.
Ridiculous! Bastard! He was sentenced to death by 361 votes to 360. You beheaded a king for one vote! Is that your democracy?
What an
Technisch gesehen, ja.
obnoxious... Until this, anything was possible. This political coup will have grave consequences.
France is lost.
Gentlemen, please. Let us take a step back a moment.
In the name of holiness. He was the highest representative of God in France, Emily.
Gentlemen, Duchess, we're all among people of reputable company here. We should be able to manage the conflicts of our nations in a respectful and orderly manner.
Wenn wir schon Psychologie so
I
hoch
fully agree with you, sir.
Skills
But
haben.
that's enough, sir.
With whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
Louis Maras de Richet.
Are you related to Sarah de Richet?
Sarah is his mother, Duke. Gentlemen, this news affects us all, but I must ask you to remain calm. It's not the first time history has taken us by surprise. Let's ensure that our respective countries are allowed to respond appropriately to this news.
Oh, rest assured, the response will not fall short, my friend.
Good for you. Well, Your Grace, here I was preparing to introduce you as is proper, and you've beaten me to it. I'm delighted that we are all together at last. Our meeting will therefore be able to kick off shortly. I have just a few more little preparations to take care of before you all find out the reason for your presence here. In the meantime, I shall leave you to get to know one another. When you hear the bell, please proceed to the conclave room on my left, behind that door. I'll see you later.
Der bestellt die Leute hin und lässt sie tagelang einfach nur rumeideln. Schweinerei.
Could you spare a moment, please, sir?
I'm glad you asked. I want to talk to you too.
Of course.
Gucken wir uns noch mal kurz den letzten an hier. Godoy. Secretary of State and head of the Spanish government. A favorite of King Charles IV of Spain, Godoy rapidly climbed the political ranks. Lover of Queen Marie-Louise Bourbon of Parma, he attracted the envy of Spanish princes. As Secretary of State, he developed and strengthened the Spanish colonial empire, especially in the Americas. A close friend of Louis XVI, King of France, he worked hard for the king's liberation, but in vain. This served to fuel his resentment of the Republican government of France. Invited by Sir Gregory Holm, Godoy arrived at Lord Mortimer's manor with the firm intention of calming the expansionists' desire of the United States of America on their continent. So.
I heard about your mother's disappearance.
He looks concerned. I don't know why, but I doubt it's from sympathy alone. Let's see what he wants from me.
Any news of her? Have you found her, maybe?
Verdammt. Diversion locked.
Hear you speak, it sounds like you and my mother were close.
Let's say I hold your mother in high esteem, yes. We were even planning to work together.
That's what he was getting at.
Did she tell you about our arrangement?
Prompt him to talk about it.
Absolutely, but I was hoping that you could tell me more about it.
Well, she was planning to sell me a very old book. I will make no secret of the fact that I am passionate about the subject. And when Sarah spoke to me about it, her account literally had me enthralled. I can think of nothing else since. You might have come across some old books in her belongings, perhaps?
Ich habe halt nur eine Chance. Muss ich mal die
As
Gratis-Sachen
my
hier.
mother's got so many old books, I'm afraid I won't be able to...
Oh, it's easy. You can't mistake this one. It's an ancient grimoire, composed of 7 parts. Each one is closed under lock and key. It was made in such a way that if someone tried to tamper with it, the sheets would be permanently tarnished. If you find it, you mustn't tamper with it. You see?
That's unusual. Unfortunately, that doesn't ring a bell. I'll look again, but I wouldn't get my hopes up. You seem very upset. Is it so important to you, this book?
Well, it's the search of a lifetime. What can I say? Every time I move closer to it, it seems to slip away at the last minute. I was very surprised to learn that your mother had it in her possession. I thought it was with a certain von Borchardt in Paris. Do you know him?
Oh ja, jetzt habe ich halt keine Skills mehr. Ich glaube, ihn anlügen ist jetzt vielleicht nicht so gut.
Indeed. My mother and I had a brush with this individual just a few months ago.
What about?
About an object stolen from the Order a few years ago, which my mother wanted to recover.
This situation comes as a great surprise to me.
I got him now. I hope I've been able to satisfy your curiosity, Mr. von Wollner, and that you succeed in finding what you're looking for.
Oh, and so do I.
And now, what if you told me who you really are working for, instead of keeping up this pretense?
I beg your pardon?
We both know what you're looking for, von Wollner. You're the one who von Borchardt was planning to sell it to.
For centuries, all those who have come into contact with the Al-Azif have bitterly regretted it, Monsieur de Richet. You are playing a dangerous game. Please know that I am working for someone who does not appreciate anyone poking around in his business.
Let me guess.
Ach, für King von Preußen, Holm. Na, Holm ist doch nur so ein Spinner. König von Preußen sicherlich nicht. Und Mortimer ist da sicherlich eher jemand, der nicht gern... Andererseits, ich meine, er ist Preuße, ne? Allerdings wäre das offensichtlich. Freund des Königs. Freund von Holm. Ja, ich glaube nicht, dass der für Mortimer arbeitet. Weil warum sollte der das Buch bei Mortimer erwerben, wenn er für Mortimer arbeitet? Dann könnte der Typ das gleich zu Mortimer bringen. Andererseits ist Mortimer bestimmt ein Typ, der das gerne hätte, weil der sammelt ja so allen möglichen extravaganten Scheiß.
Lord Mortimer.
Oh, you are way off the mark. There's nothing more for us to say. Goodbye.
Ja.
You better go and check out the painting in Lord Mortimer's study.
Vorher finde ich offensichtlich noch ein paar mehr von den Dingern hier. Jetzt wird es nämlich langsam echt eklig mit meinem Bestand an Tränken.
There's a pattern with 5 circles on this chest.
Oh, 5 Circle, Ding habe ich ja richtig.
All right. I've retrieved everything. Hey, these look like pages taken from an ancient encyclopedia. Chronicles of the Amber Princes. As I recall, Dorkin was my favorite character.
Ooh.
Amber crystals. Amber. Chronicles of the Amber Princess. As I recall, Dorkin was my favorite character.
Ich meine, schön, dass ich natürlich das Maximum erhöhe, wenn ich es irgendwann nochmal wieder aufgefüllt kriegen würde, aber der pennt ja auch nicht mehr hier, der Kollege. Tag und Nacht unterwegs.
Monsieur Bonaparte, may I speak with you a moment?
May we?
Tell me more about the coming conference. Godoy.
What do you think of Duke Godoy?
Well, I'd rather not express any opinion of him.
Why is that?
His reputation is enough for me.
Meaning?
This gentleman enjoys people talking about him for too many reasons. His undeserved titles, more than 10 in just 4 years, and each one more prestigious than the one before.
You don't think he deserves them?
If I had seen him on the battlefield, there might be some doubt. But that is not the case. The Queen would rather not risk losing him, so she consoles him with awards and titles.
So you don't have a very positive opinion?
His coveting French Catalonia does not encourage me to have one.
I understand your point of view. Would you have any more information about the conference Lord Mortimer spoke of?
Nothing at all. Mortimer is very committed to secrecy when it comes to his conferences. But given the presence of Monsieur Peru and ourselves, I think it must concern France to some extent. Otherwise, I doubt he would have invited 3 Frenchmen to his table, huh?
Well, I'll be leaving you now. Shall we meet up again later?
Wait, monsieur. Any news of your mother?
Unfortunately not, no.
I hope to speak with her about my deal before I leave. Let me know if you find her. À plus tard, monsieur.
Leider nur so eine blöde Münze. Ich weiß jetzt gar nicht genau, auf welcher Seite ich rausgehen muss. Ah, nicht hier. Sehr schön. Was ist das für ein Bild? Das kommentiert er nicht. Naja.
What can I do for you, sir? I am at your service day and night, sir.
As I was unable to bring my personal effects with me, I was wondering if you could find me a few items.
Of course, sir. What would you require?
Das ist das rechts. Water, welches war
A
das?
little Carmelite water would do me a lot of good. Could you find me some, please?
Oh, the tonics are under lock and key, sir. Lord Mortimer only allows access to them in cases of emergency.
Okay, und dafür fehlt mir jetzt halt einfach...
My good fellow, would you have any amber available?
I would, but unfortunately I don't think I am authorized to give it out, sir. I believe it is a precious stone.
Nun gut. Da kommen wir auch nicht ran, solange wir hier keinen... keine Dingspunkte... gedingst haben. Wie sagt man? Reakquiriert? Nee. Regeneriert, könnte man sagen. Okay, Mortimer's Study. Okay, da haben wir Emily.
What do you want, Louis?
What do you think of our last guest?
Well, I never thought I would get the chance to meet that Hispanic Casanova in the flesh. His reputation is well known. The gentleman collects lovers, including, would you believe it, the Queen of Spain.
Nein. Kann ich leider nichts zu sagen.
I doubt that Lord Mortimer invited him for his charm, if you want my opinion. Emily, what can you tell me about the coming conference?
Sir Gregory and Lord Mortimer organize this kind of high society meeting every so often in order to consider the world situation.
But to what purpose?
Well, by bringing together the most influential people from the dominant nations of the modern world, they allow the mighty to discuss matters with calm clarity. There are precedents of armistices being signed at the end of these talks, you know. Talking while holding a glass of brandy makes things easier. You'll see.
Na, mal sehen.
You're leaving me?
Unfortunately, I have things to do. Thank you again, madam.
Okay, dann suchen wir mal hier den Aufgang zu Mortimers Gemächern. Da haben wir es schon. Flackert denn da so? Nichts von Wert für mich.
So, what did my mother mean by going beyond the nightmare?
Golden Elixier ist full. Ja, so oft muss ich mich ja gar nicht heilen.
Which four-letter word could open this chest?
Ach je. Einfach mal eins nehmen zum Entgiften. Oh, man kann sich nur entgiften, wenn man tatsächlich vergiftet ist. Man kann es nicht prophylaktisch machen, dass er irgendeinen Counter wieder zurücksetzt oder so. Sanctus Longinus. Naja. 4-Letter-Word. Kann man auch noch irgendwo finden für die Kiste. Schon sehr protzig gebaut hier, sein Büro. Schon sauteuer zu heizen.
The Book of the Mortimer family. The Book of the Mortimer family.
Okay, mehr ist es nicht. Ich dachte, man könnte irgendeinen krassen Vorfahren-Namen finden, der hier irgendwie nur 4 Buchstaben hat. Kultes Water-Symbol.
Dante's Purgatory. Why does your mind presume to flight when you're still like the imperfect grub, the worm before it's attained its final form? Charming.
Ein Stammbaumbuch. Devil's Thorn, nein, ich will die anderen beiden. Irgendeins der anderen beiden, verdammt. Idealerweise das Gratis-Ding, weil das bringt mir nicht nur 2. Der Vogel spricht.
A minor bird.
Ich kann nicht füttern.
Well, Waldo, is your master good? Sarah de Riche? Waldo, you know Sarah?
Wahrscheinlich kann ich ihn nicht füttern, weil ich noch kein Futter gefunden habe. Ich würde es halt gern erstmal examinieren, bevor ich sie nehme. Was war das? Ein Miner Bird?
A miner bird.
Miner ist ein 4-Buchstaben-Wort. Probiere jetzt nochmal schnell aus. Es geht.
Which 4-letter word could open this chest?
Nee. Wäre auch zu schön.
Le Coup de Lance by Paul Rubens. A family ancestor, apparently. A painting about a siege dated.
Ich könnte natürlich die Beeren vielleicht an den Vogel füttern. Ich würde es aber gerne untersuchen, bevor ich ihn irgendwie vergifte oder so. Das muss ja auch nicht sein. Den Voldo.
The nightmare painted by Fuseli in 1781. Ah, this must be what my mother was talking about. Now just need to find out what she meant by go beyond. Hey, looks like it's mounted on rails on each side. It should lift up, I think. There must be a mechanism somewhere.
Yes.
I don't think this book can help me. Okay, no mechanism behind this painting. Well, I'll have to keep looking. No, what have we got here? Well, it looks like a model of a lock. It's as if Mortimer is fond of complicating things sometimes. Well, I hope I never have to try and unlock it. Aha! I found it. Oh, what on earth is this? A ring lock now? Great. That's all I needed. Let's take a closer look.
Schokolade.
Honey, the remedy of the gods.
Ja, echt, hey, endlich. Counts for the year. Food candles. Remember to reduce wood consumption next year. Das ist einfach nur sein Budget. Dear Mr. Guido Poletti, I'm writing with regard to the dates of the paintings that I sent you for temporary exhibition. Please note that they are of my private collection and are dated according to the Freemasons calendar AL in use at the time. As you may well have guessed, you must remember to subtract 4,000 years if you don't want the public to be surprised at the dating of the works. No need to remind you that the Freemason year begins in March, not January. About the Longinos painting, I took the liberty to have the spare touched up so it better corresponds to the actual spare. I cannot urge you strongly enough to do the same for yours. Longinus painting.
Now, what have we got here? Well, it looks like a model of a lock. It's as if Mortimer is fond of complicating things sometimes. Let's take a closer look. Judging by the shape, I'd say they're Criollo cocoa beans. The chocolate of the Mayas, the rarest of the beans. Some even say they're an aphrodisiac. When a product is in fashion, people attribute all sorts of virtues to it, not to be given to animals.
Okay. Gut, dass wir es geprüft haben. Dabei fällt mir ein, ich habe jetzt das eine Ding getrunken. Das heißt, ich kann mir jetzt das Fässchen da noch nehmen. Wo ist da? Jetzt habe ich aber nur noch einen. Der reicht wahrscheinlich wieder nicht für die Beeren hier. Wir wollen ja den Vogel nicht irgendwie gefährden, deswegen werden wir jetzt hier einfach mal einen Free Lunch opfern.
That's what you generally feed birds.
Alles klar.
Might come in handy.
Wir wollen ja Voldo nichts antun.
A minor bird.
Red berries.
Tell me the door code. Here I am talking to a bird. Shame on me. Well, Waldo, is your master good? I don't really know what I was expecting.
Können wir durch das geben, aber ich weiß nicht, wenn das den Vogel nur umbringt oder so. Ich glaube jetzt auch nicht, dass der mir hier verrät, welche Ziffer ich brauche. Also, wir haben ja hier eine Erwähnung gehabt von einem Bild. Und das war welches Bild? Das war der Longinus Painting. Das ist ein ihmchen hier.
This painting isn't finished. And it looks like Mortimer probably did it. Not bad, but you can't exactly say it's been done in the style of the period. This painting isn't finished. And it looks like Mortimer probably did it. Not bad, but you can't exactly say it's been done in the style of the period. History of the First Crusades by Pierre Amédée de la Sarde. Hey, the dates indicate AL, and it looks like 4,000 years have been added to our calendar. Oh, that counting system again.
Ah, verdammt, der hat doch gesagt, er ist auch ein Fan der Kreuzzüge. Insbesondere der... zweite? Ich glaube schon. 5, 1, 4, 7. Das ist der Start. Gut, sind ja bloß 3 Jahre. War ein relativ kurzer, ja? Alter, was ist das für Zeichen? Okay, das war die 6, okay. Eins, 4, 7.
Looks like there's a marker on number 1 on the second roller.
Ach, verdammt.
Looks like there's a marker on number 1 on the second roller.
Was will mir das sagen? Ich will jetzt keinen Alarm auslösen, wenn ich die falsche Kombination ziehe oder so. Er hat doch gesagt, der zweite
History of the
Kreuz.
First Crusades by Pierre Amédée de la Salle. Hey, the dates indicate AL, and it looks like 4,000 years have been added to our calendar. Oh, that counting system again.
Link the author to the dates. Wenn er das jetzt nur sagt, dass er sich an 2 erinnert, dass der zweite sein Lieblingsding war.
The Crusades took place not long after the year 1000. Here all the dates say 5,000 and something. I'm guessing this dating system begins 4,000 years before the calendar that we use. Yet, I'm getting the feeling that there's something else, another small detail, but what is it?
War jetzt nicht hilfreich. Jetzt mit März halt, ne? Jetzt die Frage, benutzt der AL-Kalender für seinen Code hinten? Wahrscheinlich schon, ne? Aber was soll das mit dem Marking bei der 1? Wieso macht er da darauf aufmerksam? Na, verdammt.
Looks like there's a marker on number 1 on the second roller.
Tja, ich sehe nicht, was mir das sagen will, ja. Ich meine, da war beim Kalender noch diese Geschichte mit März, aber wir sind halt hier bei einer Jahreszahl, ja. Das The Freemason year begins in March, not January. Kann natürlich sein, wenn 1 für Januar stehen soll, dass ich es auf 3 ändern muss oder so, aber...
Looks like there's a marker on number 1 on the second roller.
Scheiß drauf.
Well, I got it wrong. It doesn't matter. Well, I
I got it wrong. It doesn't matter. Well, I got it wrong. It doesn't matter. Well,
Okay, das sind die 3 Jahre
I got it
gewesen.
wrong. It doesn't matter.
Aber es war doch der 2., oder nicht?
History of the First Crusades by Pierre Amédée de la Sarde. Hey, the dates indicate AL, and it looks like 4,000 years have been added to our calendar. Oh, that counting system again.
Oha, die Rätsel sind hier ein bisschen ekliger, ne? Nicht ganz so... Na gut, vielleicht haben sie es... Vielleicht nimmt er das echte Jahr. 1147.
Well, I got it wrong. It doesn't matter.
Problem ist, die anderen Clues kann ich halt nicht aktivieren, weil ich keinen Saft mehr habe.
Let's take a closer look. Dark chocolate beans. Very bitter. They're greatly prized in high society.
Ich habe auch noch keine Ahnung, wie ich an die Truhe da rankommen kann. Ich meine, wir haben ja nur 3 Buchstaben
Which
jeweils.
4-letter word could open this chest?
Buchstaben, da assoziiere ich jetzt aber auch nichts mit auf die Schnelle. Ja, so viele Möglichkeiten gibt es da auch nicht, aber...
A minor bird.
Tell me the door code. Here I am talking to a bird. Shame on me.
Ich will ihm jetzt aber auch nicht die Schokolade geben. Ich weiß, was da mit ihm passiert. William Alexander Mortimer. Ich habe jetzt gerade kurz gedacht, vielleicht die Initialen oder so für die Kiste, aber so viele Vornamen hat er nicht. Wieso ist ein Marking auf der 1?
Looks like there's a marker on number 1 on the second roller. Hey, there are 2 dates on this painting. 1154 AD and 5154 AL.
Haben die irgendwie jetzt hier ein Kreuzzugthema als Bild?
A painting depicting the Third Crusade. It's titled Winter Before the Fall of Saint-Jean d'Acre.
Dritte Kreuzzug, vielleicht war so der dritte.
The Siege of Saint-Jean d'Acre was a major conflict during the Third Crusade. Richard the Lionheart and Philip Augustus fought to take the town back. It was the Crusaders' first operation to take back the Kingdom of Jerusalem.
Dritter Kreuzzug. Okay, das ist vielleicht doch der dritte. Nicht der zweite.
History of the First Crusades by Pierre Amédée de la Sarde. Hey, the dates indicate AL, and it looks like 4,000 years have been added to our calendar. Oh, that counting system again.
Jo, da werde ich, also dritter Kreuzzug werde ich gleich mal ausprobieren, aber dann werde ich jetzt an der Stelle erstmal Schluss machen, weil wir jetzt schon lang über der Zeit sind. Hat sich jetzt doch hingezogen. Und vielleicht kriege ich es dann beim nächsten Mal raus. Bis dahin, ciao.